Welcome back, everybody, and thank you all for watching and listening. You're tuned in to another episode of Sistah Sistah. Ow.
I'm Zeitlin Perez.
And I'm Miss YaYa.
We are so excited to keep growing as a podcast and as a community. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to all your favorite platforms.
We are so excited for today's guest.
She is one of a special group of women who took the pandemic as a time to reset her career goals.
Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, this world-traveling diva left corporate America to become her own boss mother.
Mother indeed. Farida Mercedes is the owner of Iskina Brooklyn, a fusion cuisine food truck collaboration with well-known Chef Bobby.
Let's dive into Farida's story.
Born and raised in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Boo, 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 boo. A bachelor's degree in industrial psychology.
Yes.
With like about 20 years in corporate America.
Yes.
Traveling the world, all of that good stuff. But how did it start off for you, like your beginnings?
So I was born and raised in Brooklyn by a single mother. We were poor, but my mom always did her best to try to make us feel like we were rich in any way that she could. My job was always what she used to tell me, tu único trabajo is to go to school. And that was so important for my mother. So I had to make sure that I received good grades and did all the things that she expected of me because she was sacrificing so much. So I wanted to make sure that I did all the things that she wanted me to do, and that was go to school and get my education. So once I graduated, like many people who graduate from college, trying to self-discover. My degree was in industrial psychology, and naturally I fell into a role where it was in human resources. So for 20 years, that was my focus, is really building my career in human resources, where I was an advocate for the employees, I was a business partner to the business, and I really thoroughly enjoyed my role. I loved helping people find their passions in a company, getting into the right role, and also growing their careers. And I did that for many years.
The story of our lives.
What's amazing about that is that it pretty much prepared you to be your own boss. Like seeing the ins and outs of what it's like to be an employee, making sure that they're okay, making sure that the culture of the business is good. So fast forward to 2020, the pandemic hits, your kids are homeschooling, you're still working a corporate job full time, but 5 months into it, you made the gut-wrenching decision to leave corporate America and stay home with your family, right? So what was the aha moment for you to get into the food truck business, starting with Iskina Brooklyn?
Absolutely. So when I made that decision to leave my role, my focus was really to be with my children and help them with virtual learning. And once we started school again, it was really about now, what do I do with the time that I had in my hands, and really focus on something that would fulfill my heart. And like a Latina woman, food is always at the cusp of what that looks like. Absolutely. So growing up in a Latin, Puerto Rican home, I always knew that food would be in my future, I just didn't know how. And honestly, the business of restaurants, it has a connotation of not succeeding, right? 50 to 60% of restaurants don't succeed within the first year, so it was quite scary.
And on top of that is a pandemic going on.
Absolutely,
Wowzers.
absolutely. So my husband comes home and he says, "Hun, I think we should open a food truck." And I said, we know nothing about food. We know nothing about that industry. And
No
he's like,
culinary experience,
none.
No culinary school.
Just knowing how to eat it.
Just eating. A comer.
And knowing that what I wanted, once he brought that idea to my head, was how do we create an experience? Because for me, absolutely having good food is important, but ensuring that people walked away feeling like they had a great experience was even more important for me, and that became the bigger why. So Iskina came to life when we partnered with Steven, who is Chef Bobby. My husband had worked with him in the past, and he said, this is the guy that's gonna make the food that we're gonna have on the truck. And I met him, and he is an amazing and passionate individual, and I said, all right, let's get to work. I have no idea what we're going to do. I have no idea how we're going to do it, but let's get it together. So my husband always calls me extra cheese, like on a pizza, because he says he gives me an idea and I always go overboard. And that's basically...
Isn't that why he brings you these ideas, to see you run with it?
Because you got that sauce.
Yeah, that special sauce. So he basically said, all right, let's do this. We have a food truck, but it actually, with time and with a lot of conversation, it turned into an outdoor experience versus just food off of a truck. So we found a corner and we thought about names, and Iskina was the perfect name. I just didn't want it to be spelled the same way as other Iskina restaurants.
A play of spelling and words.
I think the spelling of Iskina is genius, because it kind of has like that Aztec kind of feel to it with the Z. Z, hello, the letter Z.
We exotic. We just exotic.
The letter Z brings the exoticism to things.
No, but playfully is in an Iskina, like in a corner.
That's what makes super sense about it,
Yeah, so we were able, actually Iskina is actually a very small town in Spain. So that's
spelled just like that?
Spelled just like that.
Well, look at it, you learn something new every day.
Yes, and that's how the name came about. And it really grew on everyone, and it became now what's the experience for everyone that comes in.
So you do have that special sauce. Wow, I never heard of that. Like in Spain, oh my goodness.
Yes,
now we gotta go. Now we gotta go.
You have to. You have to come by. We have amazing...
No, I mean Iskina, Spain. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. There too.
I like that.
I'm definitely coming for that ride. I'm definitely coming, because I love to just connect with the roots of the name.
Yeah.
But
and definitely also go to Iskina, Brooklyn, because that's where the food is. That's where the experience is.
Yes.
So creating and curating the menu was something that we worked on too, and it's really the heart of it is Latin infused American classics.
Nice.
So that's really what.
So definitely this combination between your husband and you, like he has the vision, because obviously he was spot on, because, you know, for the past like over 15 years, food truck has been booming, you know, so everything has been growing, from the location to like the decoration and how the whole concept. So for somebody like you guys that dove in, like literally dove in head first, like what's the first step like someone should make to start their own food truck empire? Like,
absolutely. I think what's most important, if you are not familiar with cooking, such as myself, I mean, I cook at home, but it's nothing like the capacity for cooking on a truck, is ensuring that you know what you want to provide. What's the gap, what's missing, and really what is that sauce? So what is the special thing that you're bringing that's different from all the other food trucks, the thousands of food trucks that are out there. And once you come up with that concept, is really, again, how do you sell that experience? What's gonna make people come to you? What's going to make them to want to continue coming to gain, you know, to get that experience of just great food. It's also connecting and being surrounded by the right people. If you have no industry experience in whatever industry you go into, you surround yourself with the people who have that expertise.
That's how you learn.
And that's how you learn. And don't be afraid to take the first step. I think what I learned in this new entrepreneur, you know, path that I'm taking and journey that I'm taking is imperfect action is actually action. So we, as women specifically, I feel we paralyze ourselves with not taking that next step because we want it to be perfect. It has to be perfect or I'm not going to do it. And what is perfect?
Yeah, I was gonna
what
say,
is perfect?
There's been this fixation about perfection, but there is no perfection.
There is no perfect. So that's why imperfect action is my motivation. It's taking that step. And don't overwhelm yourself with all the things that you have to do. Take one step at a time. Every day, do one thing towards that dream, whether it's the food truck, whether it's a new business, clothing business, do the one thing every day. And once you start seeing results, that's when you get motivated to continue doing more.
That's my motto, girl. I say, show up, and follow through.
That's right.
That's it. You know, that's my motto always, you know, because when it comes to these types of, when it comes to these businesses and any career move, you know, people think that there's like a magic potion or magic formula, but at the end of the day, it's the follow up and the follow through that keeps you in people's minds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
That's amazing. I mean, the fact that you guys had no idea, you just had a passion for something, because I'm sure you enjoy food trucks with your family over the years, and it's like, I want to create this experience for a community, why not? As mentioned, you're a mommy and an amazing wife that listens to her husband's advice, of course. You have the family involved for sure. What's been the best piece of growth as a mother, a partner, as a woman in this new journey?
It's definitely time. I believe that in my corporate role, I struggled with really finding that balance. And we talk a lot about work-life balance, but it's really life balance, and work should be in there somehow. And what I have found is, while in the past, what motivated me was promotion or money, what motivates me now is the essence of time. How much time I get to spend with my family, how much time I get to spend on myself and doing the things that I love. And that's what's really been the focus of what I do and how I move forward. As you had mentioned, it was very hard for me to leave my job. Incredibly hard.
safety, security, like, come
You know
on.
that check is coming every 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And you check out at 5.
Yes, yes. And now, as my own boss per se, I work
not per se. You are a boss.
am
You're
a
a
boss.
boss mommy.
Yes, and you know, you work more hours, but I have the flexibility to take my son to a tryout, or my other son to football practice. I'm there when they get off the bus. Those are the luxuries that I was not seeing before.
Time is the currency now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Time
You
is my
can't get it
wealth.
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't get it back.
I find my wealth in time now, and I'm 44 years old.
Okay,
Yes.
beautiful.
Thank you. And I have 4 children, 2 young boys, and focusing on them and their future is really important to me. So being there is absolutely important to me.
I love it. I love this whole like journey, and for all of you, because I'm sure that you guys are very involved into this venture together as a family.
The
too,
kids are learning too.
Yes.
Yeah, personally, I love that when it's like family businesses, because you're also teaching them through the journey.
Yes.
You know, because there's certain things you just cannot teach in a book or in a school.
Or just by saying,
or
verbally.
just
Kids
by
learn
saying.
by watching.
Right.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure. So tell us what's next for Iskina? What's your vision for Iskina? Is it going to have little siblings of the same, multiple trucks citywide, nationwide? Yeah. Like, you know, talk to us, collaborations with other chefs. Spill the tea, girl, tell us.
Absolutely. There's a lot of conversation of what we can do next. Absolutely, franchise would be an amazing next step for us. It's about building out this venture into other cities, more importantly within New York, and why we decided to do it in Brooklyn. I'm homegrown. I was very, very excited to actually have this business a few blocks away from a home that I was living in for many, many, many years. So it's bringing homage to Brooklyn, but more importantly to New York. I think that there's a lot of gentrification happening around us.
For sure.
And why not be a part of that? Why not be a part of our communities elevating and changing and being able to give an experience like many others are doing? So yes, I would love to see different corners of Iskina in other places of New York, and absolutely in the future to see it grow into other states and cities across the country.
So when you talk about experience, can you elaborate a little bit more? Is it like you're trying to give all the 5 senses, you know, so like, because that's also very interesting, because there's different elements of an experience.
Yes.
So can you elaborate what your vision of experience looks like?
Yes, absolutely. So for me, it's that every customer that comes in walks away feeling really, really good. It's the internal feeling of savory, having something that they absolutely enjoy and want to come back for. It's visually, because we created a space that's very tropical. It's literally in the heart of Bushwick, Brooklyn. There's a train rolling over. There's buses on the two sides on the corner.
But you walk into Iskina and you see that grass and you
Yes.
feel like you're somewhere tropical.
And it just disappears. It just disappears. It becomes its own vibe, and the train doesn't bother you because we're in New York City. Come on now.
That's right.
We know that. You know that train is coming. You know how the da 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 da.
Yes, it actually gives a sort of, it's another experience. It's like, oh my God, we're here. We have to, the train's going by and the conversation stops, but it's almost funny.
Yeah.
And the goal was to bring people together to create memories the way that ingredients are brought together to create food. That's really the purpose of.
Well, think about it. Your menu is a fusion, and then with people sitting in a tropical setting with a train rolling by, that's kind of a fusion of cultures. So it's like you're all about the fusion.
Yes.
We're all about the fusion these days, guys.
Yo, that's New York though.
Yes.
That is New York.
Is that we
you know?
all have ADD, we all like to multitask. Why not multitask our experiences and our cultures at the same time?
I love it. I love it. And on top of that, it's like, I know that you're very, because I know her. She's a lovely person. But you're all about also the customer service. You are the guest and you are our attention and 100%. How can I make your experience to the point that it's like picking up the phone, making sure they get their order? Like, that's one of your pillars.
Yes, it's so important to me because I feel that customer service can really make or break a business. And why it's important for me to ensure that every customer walks away feeling good, whether they're food for whatever reason, because you can't please everybody, but ensuring that at least that person walks away and says, well, this might have not been to my taste, but wow, I really love the service. Or they made me feel really good there. And I'd come back and I'd bring my family and I won't order that again, but I'll try something else. So it's really, for me, being really personally connected, and that's what I want from my children as well, is my youngest boys are 6 and 7, and when they're there, they're actually handing out cutlery, bringing sodas to the guests, because they are going to learn the same journey of giving back and being just service oriented. So I really love that too.
I've always said this, even from high school, that there should be like a customer service class where people learn how to be good customers, but then also people learn how to give good customer service.
Yes.
But education really starts at home, and you're doing it. You're doing it to the fullest, and that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing. So we are all about self-love and self-care here at Sistah Sistah.
Okay.
So what are some of the things that you do? Because it looks like you're happy and bubbly all the time, but I can imagine that there might be some days that are a little longer than others. Yes. What do you do to get back to your center, to get back to your zen?
That's a great question. I think it depends on the day, and I am a woman that loves to shop.
Shop therapy?
Shop therapy, I do enjoy that. And it's not always for myself, it's sometimes for my home, sometimes it's for my children.
You see something, it reminds you of someone, you want to give them a little gift.
Yes, I'll see a water bottle and it's, oh my God, that will be perfect for someone. So it's really that therapy of buying, but to give, like I really love that. I enjoy crime shows like that. It sounds bizarre, but to have and mothers will know. Mothers will know. Usually, like snaps. You don't get to see certain snaps, certain things that really just interest me. And there's something about mystery, about things that actually are happening in the world that really, and not the news. Media, I think, is overwhelming with everything that's happening. But just a good crime show or a good movie where I can see it at peace without hearing mommy, 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 mommy. That's self-care. I also think self-care is just being quiet in the shower without someone bothering you. I think is self-care. Something as simple as a bath or a shower. I don't take baths, but a shower is really great for me.
Stealing those little moments to yourself is important.
Absolutely, absolutely. And teaching our children too that it's okay for mommy to have time for herself. I think that we're very selfless and we always want to give that time, but
well, that's what we learned from our mothers and grandmothers.
Exactly.
It's like once you become a mommy, that's it. You don't exist.
That's not true.
Exactly. And it's okay to be selfish.
Yeah,
it's okay. So
you gotta reboot,
as a
recharge.
mom, as not a mom, it's okay to be selfish and take your time.
Absolutely. When I worked in corporate, I would share there were many times when women would say, well, I don't, I feel that I can't leave on time because I'm not a mom. But why not? You should be able to go home to just be a couch potato. You should be able to go home or go to the gym. Just because you're not a mom doesn't mean that you don't deserve taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So I live by that all the way, even, in my past and into my present and into my future, is you are deserving of time for yourself and time to do the things that you love.
I love it.
That requires a.
Yeah, right? All right, Jazz. But you blew my mind with the whole crime thing. I was like,
How much crime shows?
No.
What do you watch, Lee? What do you
I'm
watch?
such a freaking corny, cheesy Disney girl. Like, I want the bubbly stuff.
There's nothing wrong with. Oh wow, that's a whole
That's
other
on
side
the other
of the
side of the
spectrum.
spectrum.
That's why I got all wild up. I'm like, girl, ooh,
Yes.
ooh, you will kick my ass then.
I do. There's something about mystery and solving mystery. I guess that's why I'm a problem solver, and there's something about that that's really
You watch
interesting
and you
for
hear
me.
somebody's testimony, you're like, they did it.
Yes.
And then at the end of the episode, I told you.
Yeah.
That whole Creador, you see that cup right there? That's part of the clue.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyways, well, you know what time it is. Do you know what time it is?
I
You
do.
know what time it is.
I think I know what time it is.
All right. It's time for rapid fire question.
Oh my God, okay.
I love everybody's fear when we
Yeah.
do that.
What am I about to jump into?
I don't know.
We have a hoop of fire. We have a mud bath. No.
Oh my
It's
God.
not even that bad. It's not even that bad.
We oversell it, that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Cozy.
So it's pretty much, you have about 30 seconds to answer each of the questions. Whatever comes to your mind first, that's what it is. You gotta spit it. Spit it.
Spit it. Okay.
No ifs, ands, or coolitos.
Okay.
All right, ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, and.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Kind, professional, loving.
Morning or night person?
Morning person.
1-piece swimsuit or 2-piece bikini?
I like a one piece with a cutout.
Ooh, oh yeah, those are trending. I love those.
That's a nice
It's like
fusion.
merge.
You see?
You see
Ella
the
sigue con la
fusion?
fusion. Ella sigue con la
Fusion
fusion.
continues. Okay. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
I would love to be invisible.
Ooh, why?
What do you want to do when you're
Pa'
invisible?
ver qué es lo que dice. Mira eso.
I love to be a fly on the wall in certain situations, in government, in like politics. Like I just want to be a fly. I want to gain more information
Knowledge.
about everybody. Yes, not media knowledge. Like I want to be in those rooms. Yes,
That's
Before it hits the media.
yes.
And gets
I want the
manipulated.
truth. Yes.
Let me not start with my conspiracy theories.
Don't do it. Don't do it,
Okay.
Sistah.
What profession would you rather be doing than the one you're doing now?
If I had to pick one, it'd be nonprofit. I want to give back, and I want to teach my children how to give back. So I'm working on that. So that's the profession that I'm working on next.
It's happening.
It's happening. So that means we gotta bring you back
Bring me
and
back.
talk about that nonprofit.
Yes.
Okay.
Bring me back.
Okay. All right. So the first thing you noticed about your husband when you guys met?
Oh, he was funny. He was funny. He was just funny. It wasn't his physical.
Oh.
He just made me laugh. It was,
Okay,
that's
what
important.
That's always
fellas.
kind of like that gets you. That
Yeah,
gets you.
like that. It's like food. Like he brought me in with his laugh. Like I didn't think he was like handsome or anything, but he was so funny. I love that about him.
Take note, guys.
Yes.
Sense of humor.
Yes.
Okay?
That's the real handsome and sexiness, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now he's so sexy to me.
Ooh, oh, you see?
But like I didn't
Brought
see
it
that
back
at
up.
the beginning.
I know how that goes. Anyway, what is a sound that makes you smile?
When my kids laugh,
Oh, that's
I love
cute.
hearing them laugh.
This like belly laugh.
Like when they're laughing, like it comes like from
The
the
belly.
core, and I love that.
That
makes me
sound is so
smile.
magical.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, what is your favorite body part? Like your own?
My own favorite body part, my smile.
Yeah, you do have
agree.
a you
It's a
do
beautiful
have a
smile.
beautiful
Thank you.
smile. Yeah,
It's
you do.
beautiful smile.
Okay,
Nice
okay.
teeth. Very nice.
I have
today.
braces.
Oh, girl.
I
Me
had
too.
a hella gap, and then I got braces. And even with the braces on, like once the gap closed, I thought I was like, nobody could talk to me because I was like,
excuse me,
yes.
no pictures.
Even with my like grill, I was like, I don't have a
full
gap
metal.
anymore.
Because you were thinking about the future when you
Yes.
take them off. Watch when I take these off.
And I had them in high school, prom time. So,
That, ooh,
yeah.
that, but that's the real
But she
grill.
rocked it. But you hear
I
how she
rocked
said
it.
she
I
rocked it
rocked
with
it.
confidence.
Yes.
And finally, your favorite curse word.
Puñeta.
Puñeta, you want your Puerto Rican.
That's a good one. When you stub your toe.
Yeah.
Puñeta.
Puñeta.
When
That's
somebody
a
cuts
real
you
Puerto
off on the
Rican.
highway.
Es como nosotros con coño.
I'm sweating with these rapid fire questions. Oh my goodness.
We have good news for you.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it? All right.
It's over.
Farida, thank you so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure. Tell our viewers and our listeners where they can find you, learn more about you, especially, and also Iskina, where they can find, because everybody got to eat. I'm hungry right now. I don't know about y'all, but
Yes.
So tell everybody how they find you.
Absolutely. So Iskina is located at 1282 Myrtle Avenue. We are there open all week long. We offer as well as delivery and pickup through Izkina.com, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. And we welcome all of you to come, as well as we have an additional truck that will come to you to a corporate event, personal events, weddings, birthdays. We want to bring the experience to you. So if you're open to having that, please reach out to us. I would love to also see you at a personal event. Thank you so much. And ladies, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time out. We know you're busy. You got the kids, you got Iskina, you got this nonprofit you started, you got your self-care. We know you're busy.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you being here with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And for that, you're officially a Sistah Sistah.
Yeah.